here she is leaning into Swindon. Oh, yes, she's really, really pleased with herself. Yes, she's going to tell everybody on the old fax machine when she gets back to the office.
Hi, I'm Lizzie, the founder of I Want to Network. Networking is always about building connections. So gone are the days of shaking someone's hand, and that was the way that networking was done. So whether you're homeworking, homeschooling, self-isolating or quarantining, we still want to connect with you. And with our online offering, we're more than able to do that. Our events are designed to be online only, and all our particular events are planned with that in mind. So check out iwanttonetwork.com and speak to you soon.
There was a word from our sponsors. Thank you for that, Lizzie. So, half-time, I don't know what to say, really. That's why I played the sponsorship video. I'll bring in Ben. To pull apart. I can see the chat is already lighting it off. I'll put as many comments as I can on. Who wants to kick us off? Because, as Lizzie said there about connections, there's not a single connection in this team. It's like a bunch of 11 blokes who have won a contract. Forget Caden Jackson winning a contract. These 11 players have won a contract to play for Ipswich Town Football Club. It's awful. It's woeful. It's dreadful. Miltray, kick us off.
Okay. Do you know what? You got to wonder what kind of shit state we're in when Judge looks the best player on the pitch by a country mile. He was making good runs. Yeah. He was making good runs. He was in on goal. Okay, he missed it. Okay. But I thought the positioning was good. He's running. He's battling all the time. And the rest is shit. When they scored their goal, that we had 8 players in that box and they had 3. What the hell are we doing? This is a team that, I mean, funnily enough, they're at the bottom. They've actually scored more goals than us. And I think we've just received an absolute masterclass in how to look a threat when you attack. I said it in the last podcast. I'll say it again here. Where the hell do we go from here?
Well, it's important to sort of reel it back a minute. It is a 90-minute game before I ask Ben for his thoughts. We've got Facebook user. We can't moan too much of the shit performance. We haven't played for ages. It's going to take a couple of games. Hopefully, we'll think a scruffy 2-1. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think you can hold them to account. Jamie Walton, I'd like to know who the big hitters are that we have to come back. Facebook user, Jackson spent more time on the wing. Kempy Blue, Norden Downs on for Hughes and Drinnan. David Pascoe, welcome in terms of attacking threat. JC Me has made Jackson Drinnan like statues. No drive, no intensity, usual garbage. I tell you what, though, it was interesting that first half where I did start chanting at the TV, beeping useless, because that touch from Drinnan was absolutely woeful.
I don't know who he thinks the 12th man is who's up there with him. He must be like some ghost footballer who's having hallucinations. But that guy keeps passing that ball out of play consistently. I mean, God almighty, and I criticise Lancaster.
I'm starting to write it. In a minute it'll be off. Ben, what do you think?
First of all, where was the passion? Where was the tenacity? Where was the drive? I think somebody put that in the comments to actually want to win it. I'm looking at the highlights right now that they're showing on television, and our players in the box they're literally static. They're static. There's no passion. Like, they're not moving about. Like, I'd stay on me here because, as you said, Ben, I don't know where we can go from here. Drinnan up front, he was running about like a headless chicken, in my opinion. Now, people have been saying, "Oh, give him a chance," but he hasn't played well in this first half.
I'm getting mixed messages though. Are we giving players a chance because or are we saying this is a must go up season? Because if this is an important season, why is my best striker, and yes, I get flack for saying it, why is my best striker playing on the bloody wing? He spent more time touching that corner flag than he has getting in behind the back four, who, by the way, all look about either like rugrats or like 90-year-old senior citizens.
Yeah, I agree.
Why is a guy with pace?
I agree.
He hasn't got a lot of savvy. Let's be brutally honest, Jackson. But he has got pace
on the wings. So.
We're not threatening.
Trouble is, though, he's actually not doing too bad on the wing. I mean, yes, he should be in the centre. Of course he should. The trouble with Jackson is he's actually doing an okay job. He's putting some good passes, so he'll probably stay there. But I'll tell you what, as an attacking threat, we look like fucking children against men.
There isn't any. Because it all starts
there's
with your
nothing.
midfield.
There's not even no
people.
attacking threat. There's no threat of an attacking threat. There's no possibility of it. Are they something you're going to come out here? What can we do now? We've changed formations. We've changed players. We've rotated them. We've done the end of the game lock-ins with the manager for 45 minutes and the banning of all media. What more is there to do?
How much longer are we going to keep him?
We've got to say, first of all, it's 90 minutes of football. We've been here before at half-time and we've almost lost our heads and we've been proven wrong. Yeah. I still think there's a way into this game and it's there for the taking. But at some point, as a man, as a player, don't you have to be accountable? Like Emir Hughes is an international player, but he's playing like he's never seen a football in his life.
For San Marino. God.
There's a reason he hasn't played in over 4 years for Wales, isn't there? Like he hasn't had a call up in over 4 years. Like there is a reason.
But he still played there. You know, you shouldn't be as bad as you are, and I'm not buying the coaching argument because you're not. I mean, you're not coached to treat the ball like a grenade, as somebody said in the chat box. Andre, he is praised no end. When am I going to start getting a return on this praise?
Totally get that. He had one fantastic through ball to Judge, which was absolutely brilliant. The trouble is it happens once or twice a game, and Andre is, this is the oldest. I think everyone's bored of this argument. Everyone knows he's talented, but there's a reason why he's signed a new contract with us and not a club above us, because he's not that good. He's playing with us, which makes him look really good. And as for the argument of, well, he's too good for League One, he'd look better in the Championship.
Is he? We'll prove it.
Dream on. What?
Hang on.
Hang
on.
No.
How many assists has he got? How many assists has he got? How many goals has he got? Like, you can't be classed too good for League One when your assist total is nearly the same as mine.
Quite right.
I bang on Drillon's door, and Andre gets away with it a lot. And I really want to see against a bottom of the table side, second from bottom, a team that hasn't won in 6. Andre should be bossing this game.
He should be out there with a smile on his face, expressing himself like a fucking painter on a blank canvas. This is what he should be doing, and he looks like he's a child against men.
And you're right, Ben. You're right. He did play a good through ball, but I want more than one.
I agree.
The best players in any division, in any team, don't just play one good through ball. They play numerous good balls. They look lively. They're on the ball. They're getting plenty of touches. Look at old Magilton, right? I know it's a different stratosphere, but he was always on the ball. He was always.
Look who was around him, though. Look who was around him.
But you've got to have like a man. You've got to have an ego about you, right? Where McGuinness has the ball. That's my ball. Give it to me, and I'm going to make something happen with it.
What you say about ego is exactly right. When we get towards that kind of just above halfway, we're just tip-tapping. I want a player who says, do you know what? I'm going to score. I'm going to be a god right now. I'm going to be loved. If you try and stop my shot, you try and stop me running in the box. Come on, any son of a bitch. That's what you want. Yeah. But they're all like, tip-tap. It's relentless. And the trouble is, what we're going to do now, we're going to come out. We're going to do exactly the same thing till the 79th minute. Then we're going to bring on Norwood, who's going to come on and injure himself and be off the pitch in 15 minutes.
What I'm also is you can't really discuss Andre. You can't discuss Andre because already I can see the chat box. It's always leave Andre alone. Don't criticise Andre.
Yeah, Lancaster syndrome. Yeah, he's one of our own.
The moment you mention Andre, you do start, sort of going into, is this wise territory? But I think it's worthwhile. I don't think we're creating enough chances. And when you're a playmaker, when on the TV today,
and then management as well. Like management could be held accountable for this because it's their tactics they're adhering to. So there's only so much they could do under what they've been instructed to do. So
that's interesting. Norwood and Downs are warming up apparently.
Well, there you go.
Mike Davey. Be interesting.
So Jackson, we've criticised. Well, not criticised, but we've said he's being playing that position. Drilling, we've criticised. Andre is not. I want more from him. I just want more from him. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying I want more from this prodigal son.
Especially in this league against this team. If you can't make yourself look good in that, God Almighty, what are you doing?
Yeah. Judge, I want to see more of, but you two have said he's playing fairly well.
Today,
Hughes, I don't want to see again.
Quite frankly. I agree with that.
I'm sick and
I
tired
agree.
of watching Emir Hughes in a blue shirt. I'm at that point now where
He just looks bored. He's like, what?
And
He's
I'm
like,
bored of watching it.
well, I'm being paid, so I might as well have a bit of a jog about.
You
I mean,
know,
he just looks bored.
I live for the summer because in the summer we can say thanks but no thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, can we get back in this game? I think we can. There's goals in it for us. I think with the changes
Where
off the
from?
bench,
Where from?
I think Jackson's got a goal in him.
We're not going to go to a 4-4-2. We're not going to go to a 4-4-2 at all, even if we're 2-0 down.
Has Jackson got a goal in him? Based on what?
I want to bring this up, okay? Curtis Yates says, why do you think we are a good team? Against this team, Ben, we are a struggling League One side. So, with that in respect, why are we hammering Paul Lambert? Because if we're a bad League One side, are we overachieving? Or are we underachieving? Like, you can't pick and choose what argument we bring up.
But Wycombe went up last season, albeit, like the season was curtailed halfway through, but they went up with a team that were more or less like League Two standard. Now, why can't we do that? Individually, Jackson, Hughes, well, so some people say, Wolfenden, like these are players who are capable of changing the game when they want to, but they don't want to. And, like this squad, a lot of people have said it, but they're more than capable of getting promoted.
There we go. Let's talk about the goal very quickly.
It's a great goal. Great step back. They took the pressure. They took the passing. That within 3 minutes they'd already worked this out. They had a talk before the game of this is how Ipswich are going to play. We started off. That's exactly what we done. They sat back and absorbed it, and they hit us on the counter. And it was a great goal. I mean, there's no question about it. Pass into the box, strong header, surrounded by 8 players. Bang, 1-0 up. It was a good goal. It was a good worked goal, and that's a goal. They figured us out. They figured out what we were doing by then. And now their goalkeeper, halfway between the first half, he was picking up balls. He was laughing. Did you see him? He's having a great time. He's like, Jesus.
I do think a lot of League One teams are kind of showing where salary distribution needs to go. Like at the moment, look at that back four of ours. You don't need Chambers and Ward on big money. You need players in key areas. Like
you don't need Chambers within 50 feet of the ground.
You can't really win games at right back.
Could I quickly interrupt?
Of course you can.
Downs is on, by the way, and Norwood.
Perfect.
Good.
Right. Well,
holy Christ.
We'll return at full time to have your say live. Get yourselves on this show about Andre, about Lancaster, about Lambert. Anything you want. It's your platform to have your say. Alternatively, Channel 5, Jane McDonald Goes Cruising. I might put that on.
This will be interesting.
Because, quite frankly, we're playing terrible. But full time. See you then.